Anabolic reactions are the opposite of catabolic reactions. They are reactions that are making stuff. Because they make stuff, they're going to require an input of energy. So make stuff rather than break stuff down requires an input of energy. This is actually where the term anabolic steroids come from, if anybody's heard that term. Anabolic steroids affect muscle development. Making muscles is an anabolic reaction, and so that's where that term comes from. So this can be making large macromolecules like proteins, and that was the example with muscle. It can also be making smaller molecules, especially things that aren't available in our diet. So if it's something that you're not getting in your diet, then your body has to make it, and that's going to be an anabolic reaction. And again, remember, these are endergonic, means they have a positive delta G, and they require an energy input. So these are going to have to be coupled to exergonic reactions, to reactions that release energy. This oftentimes is going to involve ATP or NADH, because these are our energy intermediates that we stored energy in and now can break down and release energy from. So these are two examples of that. So this is an example of a time when the cell is making something that it's not getting in its diet. This is an amino acid called glutamate. And if somebody wasn't getting this in their diet, they would need to make it out of a sugar product. So in order to do this, it takes energy. And I can tell that by seeing that NADH is giving up its energy and becoming NAD+. So this is NADH being oxidized back to NAD+, releasing its energy. And that is being coupled to this endergonic reaction. And in this case, it's reducing the alpha-ketoglutarate. This reaction is using ATP. So ATP is being broken down into ADP. So that's my exergonic reaction. And I'm taking glutamate and making glutamine, which is a different amino acid. So this part is endergonic. This part is exergonic. So I'm using the breakdown of my energy intermediate to power the endergonic production of glutamine. So energy coupling is going to be required for anabolic reactions. ATP is the primary molecule used for this energy coupling. So an ATP molecule will go through a constant cycle of either being made or broken down. So in this part of the diagram here, this is the endergonic reaction. So ADP being made into ATP. So this is endergonic, and this is going to come from the catabolic breakdown. The energy here is going to come from the catabolic breakdown of our food. So that provides the energy for this reaction. That gives us ATP. ATP can then be broken down. This is exergonic. And this releases energy that I might use in my muscles. But then that leaves me back with ADP, and I have to do the same thing. Use the food energy to provide energy input to remake the ATP, and then break down that ATP to provide the energy for muscles. This will happen over and over and over again all day long in your cells. So in a typical 24 hours, this would happen 10,000 times for a single ATP molecule. And you have millions and millions of ATP molecules doing this to keep you doing what you need to do all day long, whether that's studying or watching TV or going for a run.